Hello everyone. Welcome. In this session, let's see how can we create and use basic MDOs in SAP MII.
So here we will be creating an object that is called persistent MDO object here. So we'll create an MDO object here and we will define the attribute here, okay, in this MDO, so that we will create a data table there and we will define the attributes. In the attributes, yeah, here we will add the new attributes. So this is the layout where we will be using. We will click on new and here we'll be giving employee name, okay, so that we'll create employee table. So since we'll be providing employee name as our first attribute or column in the data table, and then goes to employee ID. Okay, let me type in empid, and description is nothing but we are just providing uh, the description for that particular column, okay, employee ID, and comes with the sorry, gender of the employee, and next attribute is age, and the next is the salary part, salary for the employee, and the next is the you know designation of the employee that we are going to enter here, and the location. Okay, so these are the 8 attributes that we are entering here. Okay, and yes, so once we create here, uh, we have provided, we'll save the our object employee, MDO object here as employee data name in the object tab. Okay, now once it is saved, so our data source is created with the following attributes that we have created. Okay, so here you can see the object here, and in the catalog what we do is we will create the queries for each query, like how to enter and all. So here, new and MDO query, we are starting with an MDO query, and it's already by default it's MDO query. Object connectors will be available in your system. So here we will define our we'll call our MDO object, that is from which we have created in MDO object tab. Okay, and here we will add the what is the mode, what type of mode you are going to insert, like whether insert, delete option, CRUD operations. So we'll select whatever the available attributes and what attributes you want to enter here. Okay, what attributes or what columns data you want to insert into that particular table, you will be adding here. Okay, so we have this we are calling these attributes in here, in the attribute names and values. In the values you will provide the data. Okay, for the one column, one row you'll provide here. Okay, so I'm giving here designation and location and all. Okay, so forwarding this location. Yeah, so once it is done, so what we do is like we will execute it. So control T, internal frame, yes, click OK. Yeah, now I mean like the query has been successfully executed. That means the data has been entered in the table. Okay, so we'll save it as insert uh, emp. Okay, insert data, insert employee data. Okay, so we have saved this query, insert query. Similarly, we will be creating a new query. Okay, another query, MDO query. You all know like MDO connector is basic one which is available, and we'll call our same MDO object which we have created earlier in the starting beginning of the video, employee object. Okay, there here we will call select statement. Select statements is like just retrieves whatever the data that you have entered in the table. Okay, in the MDO object. So I'm fetching all the data like what is the employee ID, name, and everything. I'm not providing any filters here. I'm just getting whatever the data that is available there. Okay, yeah, control T, and here I'll click OK. Here you can see the data which we have entered in the query is being available in the table. Okay, so we'll save this as a select employee table data. Okay, and yeah, okay, so this is saved. So this is nothing but a select query. We will select the mode will be as select. Okay, yeah, so but here is like if you want to provide this data as statically, like static data, if you want to provide, you will be doing like this. But if you want to do it as in a dynamical way, there's a way where we'll be calling our parameters here. Okay, param dot one. So what happens is like whenever we are calling this particular query in web applications, or if you want to consume this this particular query in some transactions or anywhere, there you can't come every time, you can't come here and provide the data here, right? So for that reason what you need to do is like you need to provide them as a parameters. Okay, You can use it as parameters, or you can also call as attribute values. Okay, so attribute value 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. But here we are calling parameters, so it's no. In MI will be doing that, right? So yeah, we are calling our defining our parameters here for each of the attributes. Okay, so 1 to 7. So yeah, we have mapped each one. So here what we do is like, now we'll go to parameters column. Yeah, here we will be entering our data. So first we have provided as a data static data. Now we are providing using parameters, okay, in runtime. Okay, so here you will just provide the remaining, no, the parameter data, and we'll just execute it. So let me enter the data for each of the columns available, all the attributes. Yes, okay. So location will be providing as, yeah. Okay, so now I'm providing it as parameters and executing it. Okay, so command query successful. Now let's get back to select query and see whether the data is entered correctly or not. Okay, here, control T. Yeah. Okay, yeah, here you can see the first entry was nothing but the static data which we had entered, and second one is nothing but the dynamic, I mean, like using parentheses, using params, parameters, we have entered the data. So the both entries are in the data object now. Okay, okay, this is done. And now let's create another one. Okay, MDO query. This time we'll be calling same MDO employee data object only, which will be referring to, and here we'll be selecting the update statement. Okay, so we are updating the current entries. Okay, same here also we'll just call the whatever attributes you want to update. Okay, first based on the condition. So I will place the condition like, if the employee ID is so and so, I want to update these particular columns. Okay, so I have provided in the runtime employee ID equal to param 1, and I want to update salary and designation. Okay, so I will add these two attributes here, salary and designation, and I will I will map param 2 and param 3 here. Okay, parameters, I'm adding the parameters here. Okay, so param 1 will be the condition, and param 2 will be for my salary, and param 3 will be for my designation. Okay, so parameters, so here I will try to update. So we will update our entries. We have two entries there, so 147, 147 I'm providing, and I am providing my salary and I think, yeah, salary and designation, right? So param 2 will be my salary, so I'm updating the salary here. And next one is a designation, so I'm updating the designation as well. Okay, so I'll just execute it. Before that, let's see, like, you just check. So you can see 147, 147 second line rows, and female, and salary is 12,000, and consultant designation. Okay, so I will execute it here. Internal frame. Okay, command run successfully. Yeah, okay, let's get back to select statement, execute. Yeah, okay, here you see in the row, in the rows part, 147, 147, the salary got updated to 60,000, 16,000, and the designation updated to manager. Okay, so this is how we will update the entries based on runtime with parameters, using parameters. Okay, so yes, okay, yeah, okay, 16,000 manager, yeah, 147, 147, 16,000 and manager. Yeah, I'm just checking that. Okay, control T. Okay, yeah, 147, 147, 16,000 and manager. This is perfect. Okay, so now we will save, and this will be, I will save this one as update employee data. Okay, okay, saved. You can see we have saved this one. And now let's create, since we are discussing about CRUD operations, let's create another query. Okay, for same, we'll call the object refer to this particular data object, that is employee data, and the mode will be different here. It will be delete this time. Okay, so in the delete query, what we need to do is like, we need to enter like one condition, based on which condition you want to delete the entry. So here I'm doing employee based on the employee ID. I'm deleting the entry. That particular entry will be deleted. Okay, save. So I'm just giving a Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6. This is my first one. Okay, I'm executing it. Click OK. Command run successfully here. And if you get back to select statement and check, earlier we used to have two. Now we had only one. Jack was deleted. Okay. So based on the employee ID, like that, we can delete the entries as well. So we have done all the four operations here. Let me save it here. Yeah. Delete employee data. So yeah, we have done insertion, that is creation of data, retrieval also we have done, update we have done, and delete also we have done. Okay, all the four queries are available right now till here. Okay, this is all about it, and yeah, and yes, now let's create a web service or API to consume what we have created queries. And your queries we have created, right? For them, we will be using this one. So basically, we have two types of services, that is illuminators and runner services, to publish your transactions or queries as web services. So this is the format. You can see here how we will be calling a transaction and its path and its variables, and this is for queries. We'll provide the path of query template and parameters. Okay, using that data, like we will be publishing it as a API and we can consume it. So these are the queries for update, create, update, and deleting the record as well. Okay, these are the formats that are available. I will mention these links, these formats in the bio. Okay, so in the comments here you can see that. So I am calling each query separately. Like I'm using, I have created new URLs for each of the operations. Okay, so I'm using the same. So you can see I have entered now. I have entered this particular, you know, using URL. Okay, just now we have executed that URL. Here you can see Jack. Okay, that's also, I will also execute another one. You can see Chennai and param 2 is 14747, param 1 is Jack. So these are the parameters that I have used for our query and executed, and data is getting updated or inserted in the MDO object. Okay. Yes.